Sit and spin, a quick tutorial. This is what we mean when we say sit and spin. The flyer sits, the flyer spins. The first thing we want to look at is the initial order of operations. Start in bird and base rotate your flyer. Now, two things happen simultaneously. The base turns out the toes and the flyer pikes the leg. Bases hold your flyer's ankle as soon as you can reach it because they're about to go into a weighted side stand. What is a weighted side stand? It's a side stand where the flyer's torso is lower than normal, the top leg is raised as high as it will go, the center of mass is not over the base's foot, and the only reason the flyer is not falling on their head is because the base has secured the ankle. A great way to practice this is to place something an arm's length away on the floor and have your flyer reach for it. Just don't forget your initial order of operations. An extra tip for safety: on the way down, I place my spare foot under the flyer's armpit just for a bit more stability. To finish off the first full movement, keep your extension, don't fall into back bend, at the same time, don't sit up. Instead, bring your top leg down. This is what drives the motion. Next, we're going to look at a few flying tips. To start the swipe from sitting, the leading action is the free leg moving backwards. You then reach forward, not down, with your hand starting off the swipe. When swiping, reach with your body to draw the biggest circle you possibly can with your finger. Just like before, don't fall into back bend. At the same time, don't sit up. Instead, bring your top leg down. This is what finishes off the move. It acts as a lever. In terms of your gaze, look at your extended hand throughout the swipe. As the top leg comes down at the end of the move, look above your base's head and orientate yourself with it. Next up, a few basing tips. After the initial order of operations, you need to secure your flyer's ankle like this. Tight enough so that the ankle does not slip through your fingers, but not so tight that it gives your flyers Chinese burns or bruising. Each time the flyer comes to sitting, trade ankles. Try not to hold two ankles at the same time, it can be scary for your flyer. Now, let's talk foot placement. There are two types of foot placement in this flow. The first one we're going to talk about is the butt foot placement. Quick physics lesson. The moment of a system is that big force you feel when you're trying to hold a flyer that is going out of balance. To calculate this, we take the perpendicular distance from the pivot to the center of mass, multiply by the weight of the flyer. This gives us our moment. To reduce the moment, we have two options. We can reduce the weight of the flyer or reduce the distance from the pivot. What does all this mean? It means to put your foot as close to the center as possible without being so close that you put your flyer's genitals through a meat grinder. Basically, where you put your foot will take some experimentation. For Natalia's proportions, this means placing my foot just below the butt leg crease. Now, the side star placement. Just aim with your heel and bend your delivery leg. When delivering from side star, flex, allowing the flyer to roll off, and keep your foot soft. This move destroys your legs. It will be really hard work. However, through analytical repetitions, your body and your mind learn to treat the flyer center of mass as an extension of itself. When this happens, the move becomes effortless. Bada bing, bada boom. 2 bonus tips. The first is go slow. The second is use checkpoints. We have a video on it. If you like our approach to acro, our technical breakdowns, then check out our socials, Instagram, YouTube and Facebook. There are some videos there and there are some more to come.